Hey everyone, welcome back into Crypto's News. It's me, Omar Bam. Welcome, Crypto fam. We're going to be deep diving, or at least skimming pretty much, most of the trending topics in crypto today. So welcome back. Yeah, what I mean is we don't dig super deep here because I only have so much to cover, and I try to bring you guys as much as I can about as much as possible, right? And so I always invite you guys to dig deeper. Don't just take anything you see here at face value, because I'm bringing you guys sentiments, news, and rumors are not confirmed to be true by their very nature. So just wanted to give that little disclaimer, guys, and we're going to be diving into it right away with the cryptocurrency prices. Happy to have you guys. Remember to hit the like button if you do enjoy this kind of thing. Sup, Romanian Pitbull. Nice to see you, man. So we got market caps down. Ouch. 3.273 trillion. Ouch. Down 3.2%. But, ooh, attractive Ethereum prices. Time to get those transactions through. These blobs are quite fantastic, allowing different layer 2 networks to bundle transactions, to pay a one-time fee on the main network. It's resulted in definitely lowering of fees on layer 2, but the lowering of fees on layer 1 is because of the scaling that's gone on recently, which is a really nice reprieve from these high prices we're paying. But again, stakers upset about perhaps lower staking yields, especially in dollar terms, as we see Ethereum down 3.7% today. It has surpassed Bitcoin in the bearishness to the south side over the week. It is now down 4.8%. at $2,602.89. Bitcoin still hovering just south of $100,000 at $95,818.99. It is down 2.3% over the last 24 hours and 2.6% over the last 7 days. Really the only coin, I guess Cardano's up nicely too due to a Walmart partnership. We're going to look at that. And that is up 4% at 77 cents. Cardano BNB token is up 2.8%. Maybe it's because we had CZ, the founder of Binance, who issues the Binance coin pretty much, talking about how he only holds Bitcoin and Binance coin in his portfolio. So that might explain why they sold off all other altcoins, but they did sell off some Bitcoin as well. So maybe that's not the only case, but I guess he gave a nod, right? By saying that he only holds Binance coin and Bitcoin. He also said he doesn't like altcoins for the most part. He doesn't like supercars. Good for him, right? Because he probably doesn't want to get kidnapped by riding around in a supercar, being the owner and one of the most popular cryptocurrency exchanges and one of the wealthiest people in crypto. Despite the enforcement actions against him, his jail time and penalties that he had, he is still quite well off, guys, and he's out of jail. So anyway, I imagine some of his comments may be why BNB is up, but I really can't be sure. It's up 11.6% on the week, though. Not bad. Tron is up also on the 11th spot here, up 7.1% over the week. So props if you're holding on to that. Anyway, this meme right here, it smacks so hard. It's a classic meme, but it still smacks. It still hits so good, right? I know I align with this one quite well. I feel this one, having been pretty much all in on crypto since the more I got into it, it was almost immediate where most of my assets were in crypto, and it continues to be the case, guys. What's up, Jackknife, Crypto Mahu? Thank you guys for joining me, Quentin, as well. Let's do it. So one of the things that might be impacting the cryptocurrency market and causing some of this bearish behavior, at least on the day, we have seen it trending kind of south, if not flat, like up very slightly, then down for the last couple of weeks. It feels like it's just been really unsteady, really, since Trump kind of took office following that. But one of the things that might be impacting things today might be Jerome Powell, who had to testify before the Senate, and him talking about how rates are pretty much going to be staying the same. He doesn't plan to be cutting rates anytime soon. With inflation still above the 2% targets, writes mytrade.com, Powell believes the current policy stance with interest rates between 4.25% and 4.5% is working. We don't need to be in a hurry, Powell said to senators. Reducing policy restraint too fast or too much could hinder progress. Actually, I think it's more like credibility, but okay, man. The Fed cut its benchmark rate by a full percentage point in the fourth quarter of 2024 after inflation began to cool, but then had to pause in December and did the same in January. Anyway, there was other stuff here related to crypto, related, for example, to unbanking, access to banking, how burdensome regulations are for pretty much every single bank that is under the Federal Reserve, especially more burdensome for those who try to engage with crypto. He is trying to ease these kinds of restrictions, and not just for crypto. He talked about regulations overall. There was someone who was asking him a question. I believe he was a representative. No, I'm sorry, he was a senator. And he was talking about how basically every employee at a bank is worth $10,000 worth of cost annually to the bank because of having to abide by different regulations. Because of how many regulations they are, it costs the bank $10,000 per employee to have them comply with those and follow those properly. So that was pretty illuminating for me. Also in this, he mentioned that under his stay as the Federal Reserve Chairman, the Fed, will not be pursuing the development of any central bank digital currency. And this kind of follows, I guess, some of what Trump was talking about in coming against a central bank digital currency in his crypto executive policy, where he outlined that he would be against a central bank digital currency with this and development of it, or really the issuance of it in the United States, not the development of it. But it is nice to hear from Fed Chair Powell that they are not going to continue the development of one under his stay in office. So yeah, definitely some illuminating stuff there. The whole video here is posted by CNBC Live, so I can't even play segments of it for copyright issues, but it's over 2 hours, and I just wanted to give you a heads up in case you were trying to share some time to check that out for yourself. But yeah, all sorts of crypto banks have had issues. Custodia, Signature, Silicon Valley Bank, many other. It centralizes things, and hopefully he committed basically to helping reduce some of these regulations against these banks. He firmly committed that. And then the lady behind him is there writing down like he firmly committed. He promised. He pinky promised almost. Did anybody check his fingers where they crossed? I'm going to write it down just in case. Anyway, yeah, heads up on that. So Hester Pierce, she has been leading up the crypto task force. She's been working with Mark Ayuda, the acting chairman, the interim chairman at the SEC, who is heading things up after Gary Gensler's departure, someone who was very seemingly anti-crypto for the most part, by just trying to label everything a security and not really giving us rules for what was a security or not. But anyway, the crypto task force, Hester Pierce, Mark, they're trying to get these guidelines ready, right? They're already taking commentary from the public. You can reach out to them yourself, right? If you have any thoughts on the matter as to how this kind of regulation should be formulated going forward. But we're hearing now that Hester Pierce will not actually be sharing any sort of guidelines until we get an actual chairman besides Mark, who is there on the interim until someone is confirmed. Looks like it's going to be a previous SEC commissioner, Paul Atkins, someone who I hear is very open to crypto and has said positive comments in the past. Until he is confirmed and in, we're probably not going to be hearing about any official guidelines or any really promising developments on that front, pending what kind of roadmap he sets up for the SEC himself or whoever is in charge of the SEC when they're sworn in or whatever you call it. Anyway, yeah, so that's a development on that front. Unichain is launched. So I talked about recently a few videos ago, Uniswap, probably the most popular decentralized finance application on Ethereum. You can go on there, you can swap it between different tokens, you can stake tokens inside of pools to earn a yield, and so much else. And yeah, it's become really a household name, not just in Ethereum, I think within crypto, headed up by Hayden Adams. They've officially launched Unichain Labs. They've the Unichain layer 2 network over Ethereum. So Unichain has been in the test since, I believe, last October. They've tested it with 12 million test smart contracts. So that should make us feel a little bit more about the security of the platform. It's kind of scary, right, to be like an early adopter or tester of one of these networks, because something could go wrong that was missed. What project was it recently that we talked about that they completely forgot to change the test address for the legitimate address when they began accepting tokens? It was, I believe, Ether Strategy, right? Like, so there could be mistakes when a project like this goes live. But yeah, they tested it on 12 million test contracts, 88 million test transactions, and they're planning to launch with 80 plus applications and infrastructure providers. This is something that I think some of the layer 1 folks on Ethereum and validators are concerned about, because it could take away from the base Ethereum chain transactions. It could result in less fees, less burn, and I actually think it's really cool. Anything you want to build over the public blockchain, even if it's layer 2, I think people should go ahead and try out and build. Over the long term, there still will be transactions that have to be spit out over to layer 1. And as long as we grow these layer 2s, we onboard more and more applications, and we create value for folks, I think that you're still going to have this layer 1 benefiting quite greatly. But yes, with this Unichain launch, users can go ahead and have awesome fees when it comes to swaps, at least for a test time. So if you trade between different tokens, there's going to be no fee on Unichain, at least for a while. No swapping fees, they announced, waiving all interface fees for swaps on Unichain for the first few months after launch. You can easily launch a token, they announced, with a token launcher at Unichain, or you can deploy a contract manually, lend and borrow against collateral like we have in the past. You can use stablecoin. They're bringing native stablecoin integration, they say in this press release, to Unichain, this press release that we find on businesswire.com, but probably not on Yahoo, because Yahoo hates crypto and crypto press releases like we covered recently, if you didn't hear about that one. But yeah, I think it's exciting. It's going to offer crypto traders high gas fees, high gas fees and slow transactions have been a long time problem. This is going to have 1 second block times, 95% cheaper fees than on base Ethereum. And they are going to be on Optimism super chain, which has this vision of creating a network of a bunch of different interoperable layer 2 chains, which is great, I think, for the user to get more liquidity and kind of unify more things as well. So I'm optimistic about Optimism, what they're doing. But they're going to be competing with a lot. Uniswap is going to be competing with all sorts of other chains. It's going to be competing with some of the top Ethereum layer 2 blockchains now that they're on their own there, that have some of the ones that have the highest total locked value are Base. So Coinbase is layer 2, which has $3.1 billion worth of total locked value. Then you have Arbitrum at $2.7 billion. You have Polygon at $769 million, and Mantle and Gnosis Chain down there in the $300 million region. So yeah, they're going to have quite a few competitors, I guess, if they're going to try to be the supreme chain. It's something to say, though, that Coinbase was able to launch Base. I feel like I just talked about that news not that long ago, and they're already at the top here with layer 2s. It's going to be said by like a household name, Coinbase in crypto, launching something, and it's somehow shooting to the top of the lists, right? And you have more and more projects building on Base. I think Base is definitely not one to ignore. I really enjoy using Arbitrum and GMX myself. And and Polygon, yeah, of course, Matic, I've used all that before in the past. Mantle I have not used very much, and Gnosis Chain, yeah, Gnosis has evolved quite a bit as a project since I first started covering it, and now it's something very far removed from what it was originally. But so I haven't really tested Gnosis Chain. Maybe you guys have. What is your favorite layer 2 network? I would love to know. And what is your favorite application? If you guys have any thoughts, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear that. When new tutorial, Mr. Orange? Yeah, I don't know. We're way past the either delta days. And my tutorials were so whack, right? I would go on Paint to like screenshot something, go on Paint, point at an arrow or something, like click here, then do another slide, then click here and talk about things. I don't know what kind of tutorials would be interesting for folks. There are definitely great content creators out there these days versus when I started and there just was not this information out there. But there's definitely room for education, and I guess I'd be open to that. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, I'm just getting back into the flow of just doing news. Hey, aesthetic investor, you like Fractal? I like the name, Fractal. Cool L2, they just launched. Bam. Maybe worth looking at Fractal. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Thank you for the heads up on that. So Solana, this article here talks about on-chain volumes dropping 28% in a week. Yeah, it sounds really bad. You have the amount of transactions taking place on Solana's derivative metrics like total locked value and DeFi usage dropping off of a cliff here recently. As we enter deeper into this year, you have meme coins and they're trading down substantially. You have Dog with Hat, WIF down 60% in the last 30 days. Gotius Maximus down 67%. Moodang, ouch, I had like $100 in that, lost 69%. So I have like, what, $31 in that? Ouch. Peanut the Squirrel, Peanut dropping 72%, and Just a Chill Guy declined 75%. And Bitcoin over the same time period that they're looking at here actually gained 2% over that time. But this isn't a huge change from other networks. We're seeing also activity drop on Ethereum and many other projects. So it's not really just unique to Solana here. There's been an overall drop in the market. Despite hearing about the 137,000 ETH just yesterday leaving exchange and this huge amount of Bitcoin, we still have prices coming down. So like, let's see the price movement, right? Am I right, guys? I'm just messing around. I'm feeling giddy today. Anyway, Solana's decentralized applications have declined as well. 47% drop in trading volumes on Orca and Phoenix. 27% decrease in Radium activity over the 7 days. Ending February 10th. I remember like Radium had recently, and I talked about this, actually had even more volume than Ethereum for the first time. It was really massive. So I haven't really compared it. Didn't take the moment to actually compare it to what the volumes are on Radium versus some of the leading Ethereum platforms, but I imagine they've changed a little bit since I made that video. But something that's actually really good for Solana, for all you fellow Solana holders out there, is the announcement that Franklin Templeton has registered a Solana trust in Delaware. So a trust is a way to usually hold money, protect it legally, pass it on, and do so much else. It's what the wealthy know about money that you and we don't know about. They have trusts. That's how they pass on their private keys and so on, right? Something that Craig Wright knew a lot about early on. But yeah, they've registered a trust in Delaware, and the company CSC, Delaware Trust Company, is a company that has also registered crypto trust for other asset managers like Bitwise. And you might know Bitwise because they have ETFs out there, right? So we also had ETF filings just yesterday with the SEC with 19B forms, proposed rule changes to launch some sort of ETF around Solana. And these proposed rule changes were by Grayscale, which isn't a surprise since we heard about how they were going to be making their Solana trust over into an ETF type format. So Grayscale, Bitwise there is again, Van Eck, 21 shares in Canary Capital. So with the founding of this trust, Franklin Templeton seems like they're getting ready, and perhaps as early as tomorrow, to announce that they're going to be filing for an ETF as well for Solana. And this article, I believe now, where is it? It mentions this ETF analyst from Bloomberg, James Seifert, and also Eric Balkunas. I've talked about Eric many times. First time I believe I mentioned James, but Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric frequently comments on crypto, so I've often shared his quotes, and he tends to be quite on with a lot of what he shares. He says the odds for an approved Solana ETF before the end of 2025 stood at 70%. That's something that could definitely give a boost to Solana that is kind of wavering at this time. It's losing some of its panache, let's call it. But it looks like this ETF panache could be coming up very soon. and giving it a boost anyway. So this is what I was talking about with Cardano. I heard Charles Hoskinson was out talking about a Walmart partnership. I mean, I don't think I have to talk about Walmart. Surely you guys know who Walmart is. I'm not going to waste your time there. But this partnership is basically with a wallet, a Cardano wallet called Yore Wallet. So be able to shop and earn with Cardano on Walmart. So you'd go and pay for these things using this wallet at Walmart, and you'll be able to get spit back some sort of rebate in the form of ADA token. It says here, exciting news for shoppers. Walmart is joining Yore Wallet. It's more like Yore Wallet is joining Walmart, but okay. Whatever, semantics. So you can soon shop for groceries, electronics, fashion, and everyday essentials while earning ADA cashback with every purchase. From household necessities to the latest tech, Walmart has everything you need, and soon your shopping will be more rewarding than ever. Follow us more for updates, they wrote on Bring Web3's X account. So, I mean, I'm always a fan of being able to get cash back in the form of crypto, of real money versus fiat, especially when you're in a bull market or expect things to turn bullish. Then these rebates that might have been like a few bucks suddenly seem like, oh, if they've 10x'd, those $10 are suddenly $100 in rebates and so on. So if you're a fan of Cardano, I think this is a great way to probably get some back. We're hearing more and more how Walmart is growing revenues through their app, through their Walmart Plus model. It looks like consumers are continuing to feel pain in their pocket through inflation, not climbing wages, and so much else. So Walmart is benefiting quite a bit, and you could also benefit if you're one of those Walmart shoppers and someone who wants some more Cardano by perhaps using this Yore wallet. So heads up on that. Hey, Mo Jake. How you doing, Mo Jake? So North Carolina is the latest to announce a Bitcoin bill to put up to 10% of state-managed funds into crypto-backed exchange-traded products. This is House Bill 92, the North Carolina Digital Assets Investment Act. It's introduced by Representatives Mark Brody and Stevie Ross, and will allow the state to diversify investments into cryptocurrency exposure. So not necessarily just Bitcoin. The language seems like it opens up the room for other digital assets going forward here. Yeah, so welcome to the list. I think it's 27 states now that are on the race here to launch a Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, digital asset, whatever you want to call it, treasury. So I guess welcome, North Carolina. And World Liberty Finance, a company that is backed by Trump and has been engaging a lot with DeFi, accruing a lot of ETH. They're the ones who have accrued WBTC, Chainlink, so much else. The company has put out a post about how they're unveiling officially their macro strategy reserve in order to bolster different projects like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which they name specifically. Here's what they write. Dear WLFI community, we are thrilled to announce a transformative initiative that marks a significant milestone in our journey together. World Liberty Financial, WLFI, is proud to unveil the macro strategy. They could have named themselves MicroStrategy. It's not like there are any other MicroStrategies in existence out there anymore, guys. Come on. Anyway, our strategic token reserve designed to bolster leading projects like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies that are at the forefront of reshaping global finance. The purpose of the macro strategy. The macro strategy will serve as a robust financial backbone for WLFI, enabling us to enhance stability by diversifying our holdings across a spectrum of tokenized assets. We aim to mitigate market volatility and ensure a resilient financial ecosystem, foster growth. The reserve will empower us to invest in innovative projects, support ecosystem development, and seize emerging opportunities within the DeFi landscape. Build trust. A well-capitalized reserve underscores our commitment to transparency and long-term sustainability, reinforcing confidence among our community and stakeholders. Yeah, I don't think Binance would agree with you guys. We don't have to have reserves in order to instill confidence. Whatever, bro. Strategic partners. I'm throwing too many jabs here today. Strategic partnerships with traditional finance institutions in alignment with our mission to bridge traditional finance and decentralized finance. We are actively engaging with esteemed financial institutions to contribute tokenized assets to our reserve. I think that's pretty cool. These collaborations offer mutual benefits. And the reason I'm smirking is because as I read the beginning of that sentence, I feel like I read that from like every single crypto project, almost like 90% of them. We're going to bridge traditional finance with decentralized finance. Not interesting, but contributing tokenized assets into that and making that a priority for them, I think that is unique. So really cool. And something BlackRock and Larry Fink have been talking about recently, the CEO of BlackRock, and how they're trying to get behind these tokenized assets. Tokenize everything. Tokenize your house and trade it. Tokenize your house and put it up on Unichain and stake it, baby. That's what the future is. Public blockchain visibility. Contributed assets will be held in WLFI's publicly accessible wallet, providing institutions with transparent exposure to the crypto community. I mean, we've been looking at Arkham Intelligence and them looking at the WLFI wallet and seeing what they do. So they definitely have not tried to hide that. They're not like laundering funds through Tornado. Who even uses Tornado, right? Criminals. They're not criminals. They're going to be transparent. Innovative marketing opportunities through strategic initiatives. Institutions can directly engage with our vibrant community, showcasing their commitment, innovation, joint PR, branding, whatever. Okay, you get the idea. Anyway, cool. Just an update on what's going on with WLFI and what they are trying to do, and hearing it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, rather than everyone else that's kind of trying to look at what they're doing with their wallet. They are trying to get behind Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other leading cryptocurrencies, and they're trying to fuel them as well. They're trying to build up a reserve of diversified assets to increase credibility, and they're going to be adding tokenized assets. So being linked to Trump and adding tokenized assets, I think, would give a huge boost to whatever tokenized assets they add through partnerships or whatever else to their wallet. So an update there, and something we'll have to continue to follow, I think. So this is, now we're going to get into just some quick news, maybe a little rumors and stuff like that. So Cynthia Loomis, Senator, Wyoming, she spoke right here on Next. She said, enjoyed joining Senator John Barrasso and Representative Hagman for a teletown hall conversation with folks from across Wyoming tonight to talk about how we are working with President Trump to cut wasteful government spending and unleash American energy. Then when you check the comments, writes this post by Straight Stackin' on the cryptocurrency subreddit, people are asking her why she called XRP a scam in the call. I haven't checked out the call for myself. I was not tuning in live, but apparently she called XRP a scam. Someone who is quite influential these days in regards to how the administration is looking at working with cryptocurrencies, even outside of just Wyoming. So a commenter wrote in response to apparently her calling XRP a scam, right? A caller asked a question about what she thought about Ripple and XRP, and she said she doesn't like it. It isn't a commodity, and it was more like a scam. And then if you check out the post, there's a picture there with her, with the senator and the representative. Nice kicks, dude. You can tell this guy just like tries to be very chill. He's just got jeans on, really crappy shoes. This is what I look at when I'm looking at these pictures. Are those books AI-generated slop? Is this a real picture? Anyway, you need a new printer, man. Explain to me, Senator, wrote Brutal Tooth, why XRP is the only vetted cryptocurrency to be declared not a security after a multi-year battle with the SEC, and you're calling it a scam. Senator, how much Bitcoin and Ethereum do you own? Probably very little Ethereum. I imagine that's probably some sort of scam token. It would be great if it was a meme token on Solana. I think that would be hilarious. Has anybody made Ethereum or Ethereum on Solana? That's really what I want to know, and that's what I take away from all of this. But XRP being called a scam by somebody like Loomis is not really a good look, especially if she's out there talking to other influential politicians out here and kind of telling them that it's kind of a scam. I just personally, from looking at this, assuming I didn't have my own biases and everything else and history, I would probably be like, XRP probably not going to be added to reserves, at least not in Wyoming or like an American one. Just my thought. Could be wrong. You guys can take the opposite side of the bet, and there's probably plenty more reason to expect that XRP will pump because they always find reason, right? First, they were working with the Fed, and then they were going, whatever. Anyway, apparently Tether has selected Arbitrum on Ethereum layer 2 network that we've recently discussed, one of the top layer 2 networks by total lot value on Ethereum. They've chosen Arbitrum Tether, the leading stablecoin issuers of Tether. They're going to be building on Arbitrum for their new stablecoin USDTO, something else that I think will give Ethereum a boost, especially if you can imagine this trading more and more. People want this kind of transparency. They want to engage with layer 2 networks. They want interoperability. You can easily see how this being native to Arbitrum and able to interact with so many smart contracts with less friction once you get past that initial one, how this could actually benefit Ethereum and maybe even Tether over the longer term. Also, Proton wallet. So this is neat. Email service provider Proton Mail just released an open source Bitcoin wallet to their 100 million users. I've supported Proton for a very long time. If you don't want Google mining your data, if you want stuff to be private, if you want to create a new email address, this is one of the go-tos, right, from the open source community, from leading privacy folks. And now you'll be able to get a Bitcoin wallet from Proton themselves. So really nice. A little bit late, I guess. They could definitely incorporate even more features, but a start, I would say, to helping with Bitcoin here and Bitcoin adoption and usage. And that's the show that I have for you guys today. I think there was quite a bit to cover and a lot of threads here that if we were to go a little bit deeper will kind of give us clues about what could be coming up over the short all the way to long term. For me, as I continue to make these shows, it's hard for me to not be bullish overall here over the medium term. Like I've said, short term, anything can happen. But I thank you guys for joining me on this journey, as so many of you guys have throughout the years and continue to support my work. A sincere thank you. I love and appreciate you guys so much for that. And I'll finish with a quote of the day. Thank you for helping me to fulfill this quote, right? Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. Albert Einstein. I hope that these videos are valuable to you. And if they're not, let me know how I can continue to drive value or try to make it valuable for you. And I will do my best in those regards. Take care, everyone. Much love. Catch you next time and stay cryptic. Peace.